Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is Psyche, and today we're going to be covering what each enemy does and how to kill every enemy damageless in Cryptic notes, including the newest enemy, the Forlorn Tome. In order to do this, we're going to be using what's, in my opinion, the best weapon in the game by a landslide, which is the Forgotten Faith. Don't know why this is the best weapon? Stay tuned, because we're going to cover why and all the strats you can do with it to perfectly counter every enemy. But first guys, if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe. If you like these kinds of guides, make sure to like it as well. Without further ado, let's get started. For us to be able to kill every enemy damageless, we're going to be using the Forgotten Faith to show how to kill every enemy. But why the Forgotten Faith? For starters, the Forgotten Faith does more damage than its other melee counterparts, allowing it to one-shot birds and needs less opportunities to get in close on the enemy. And unlike its range counterparts, it has infinite durability. But the real reason you should be using the Forgotten Faith is its mobility. By charging the weapon, you burst forward, dealing extra damage. But it's more than that. The dash it provides you is what's used to dodge two of the strongest enemies in the game right now, and without it, you'd be otherwise forced into a very difficult kite pattern against the Wraith and an almost impossible one against the Pale Men. In case of emergency where you don't have time to charge, you can even block, and this block does about the same damage as a regular attack and even gives you back all your stamina. So it's not even a question we will be using this weapon, and from now on, all descriptions for the amount of normal hits to kill an enemy will be recorded with this weapon. One more thing, in case you didn't already know, the piano can be used to kill any enemy in the game. All you need to do is lure the enemies into the room and turn the piano on. This can be pretty handy to kill multiple dangerous enemies, and once it's on, the enemies can't go through the orange barrier either, so keep this in mind as a potential safe zone. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into how to kill every enemy. Starting with the most basic enemy, we have the Clumsy Raider. He actually has two attacks, a regular swing that does 10 damage, and a wind-up attack that makes him stagger after swinging that deals 20 damage. He's almost as slow as a player walking and possesses almost no threat. It takes 2 hits to kill, and a charge can even one-shot him. Pretty simple. Now we have the basic Nightcrawler, distinguished by his white color. After the Clumsy Raider, he is the next most common enemy. He takes 3 hits to kill and has only 1 attack. The Nightcrawler will jump at the player and attack in a cone shape in their direction, dealing 25 damage, after which he will jump away from the player until his next attack, usually jumping 3 times before the next attack. The simplest counter is to jump before he hits the ground and the explosion won't damage you, but I found the best counter is to run past him and he will also miss his attack. Either way, bait this first attack, dodge, and then hit 3 times before he can attack again, making sure to run in his face so he doesn't jump away from you. Next is the Elite Nightcrawler, distinguished by his green color. He also takes 3 hits to kill, but he has 2 attacks, one that's the same as the regular Nightcrawler, and an upgrade version of the same attack where he will delay his jump before hitting the ground, causing 40 damage and the player to be stun locked for a few seconds. This delay can throw off the player and cause him to completely jump too early and land right as he hits the ground. It's random whether he does the quicker jump or the delay jump, so that's why I find it easier to run past him rather than trying to carefully time the jump and potentially messing up. If he does the delayed attack first, be ready to dodge again because he will always immediately do a second fast attack right after, so either jump or move behind him. If his first attack is a fast attack though, you can attack immediately since he will not attack again for a while, similar to the normal Nightcrawler. The next enemy is the Dark Frame. The Dark Frame summons seemingly infinite number of birds. They only take 1 hit to kill, but will revive every 15 seconds unless the mirror they came from is destroyed, after which all birds permanently die. Once a bird finds you, it will never stop following you, so deal with the mirror quickly. Next is the Nameless Doll. This is the baby version of the Doom puppet we'll get to later. When in the baby form, he will never attack, but will get agitated if you don't pet him. To calm him down, you'll need to pet him until the hearts come out, or else he will get angry pretty quick again. Even with the hearts, it's only about 20 seconds before he gets angry again, and he never stops following you. So the best way to go about it is to save your time and start blasting it. This will cause it to turn into the Doom puppet. It takes 7 hits to kill him, and he has 3 attacks. One where he will charge up and try to run into you, dealing 40 damage. The next is a jump where he will land where you were last standing, dealing 30 damage, and the last attack is a basic swipe, dealing 30 damage. The run can be sidestepped by running to the side, and the jump can be countered by running and jumping away from where you were last standing. He will only do the swipe attack if the player is next to him though. Funny enough, this attack can actually be kited by running in and out of range. The best way to kill him though is to take advantage of his long transformation animation, then bait out an attack and get a couple swings on him again and keep repeating the process. If you're super good, you can even purposely stand close to him to bait attacks out so you can get hits even quicker. In the case you don't have time to deal with him, running away is very viable since he tends to forget who he was chasing pretty quickly. Next we have the size, which have two variants. The blue variant, which can be killed in one hit, and a red variant which takes 2 hits to kill. They function identically. Both will tie themselves to the player and do 5 damage every few seconds. However, if 2 or more tie themselves onto you, they will lift you up and cause you to be unable to run or do anything except struggle. One balloon is usually not a threat, but if 2 or more show up, it's best to charge attack them all at the same time to prevent any from grabbing on. Once dead, they will explode after a few seconds, dealing 40 damage, so be sure not to stand close after killing them. Our next enemy is the newest one, the Forlorn Tome. He will chill around hallways waiting to see a player, and once he sees them, he will lead them to a treasure and then turn into a regular book where he will not attack you or cannot be damaged. However, if the player ignores him or attacks him, he will float up and shoot 3 pages at a time before going back down and repeating with each page doing 15 damage. He takes 5 hits to kill, and his ability to fly means he can avoid getting hit from the ground. You can still jump and swing, but it takes a lot of energy and just takes a while to kill in general. Jumping up to try to hit him could also take away your focus from more dangerous enemies nearby and cause a game over. So I find it's best to ignore this enemy usually, especially since he won't follow you endlessly like most other enemies. Now we're getting onto the really dangerous enemies. The Pale Man is the next one, taking 7 hits to kill, and he does 35 damage a hit, and he is one of the strongest enemies in the game, in some cases even stronger than the Wraith, but he's also the most mechanically interesting. When undisturbed, you can actually trade an item with him. Sometimes it will be loot, and other times it will be items you can use. He even will give you golden tier items no matter what you give him, but that is very rare. The next thing you should know about him is he demands quietness. If you run, attack, or even use a syringe next to him, he will shush you, and after the 3rd time he will become a demon and start attacking the player. Something really cool about him is it's not just the player that angers him, enemies also anger him. If the 3rd time he gets angered by an enemy, he will go into a 1v1 with them and almost always win. If timed right, this can be extremely helpful and potentially save your life as long as you're not the one to anger him. Just make sure you're not standing too close to him after he kills the enemy, or he will go right back to killing you instead of sitting down. Still, it's much safer to kill him due to his huge hearing range. Right now, the best way to kill him is to give him any item and then attack him. This will cause him to be stuck in the trading animation, followed by then being stuck in the demon transformation animation. Both of these animations give barely enough time to hit him 7 times before he can do anything. This strategy is pretty cheesy though and might get patched in the future. If you want to kill him damageless for real, you're going to need to use the Forgotten Faith. First, trigger him by attacking once, then run away and charge your spear. Right as he's about to swing, release the spear to dodge past his attack and damage him at the same time. Then immediately start charging up again and dash right before he swings. And keep repeating this process. Eventually he will die. It's important you make sure he swings so that he doesn't just run up to where you dash and then hit you. Even just a little charge will help you dash out of the way. So as long as you charge a little bit, that is the most important thing. Using this method demands good rhythm, but eventually you will kill him. If you have a pallet nearby, you can also lead him into it, stun him, and get a few hits off that way. He tends to prioritize the pallet, just don't stand too close to it or else you'll get hit through the pallet. In an emergency, you can block one attack, but I wouldn't recommend this as your main plan since his fast attack speed means he will just hit you again and way faster before you can kill him. The last enemy is the destroyer of all players, the Wraith, and probably the most complicated enemy. His normal form looks like a white ghost. He takes 5 normal hits to kill, though it will likely take less than that since the best way to kill him is with charge attacks. The most important tip I have against the Wraith is to first listen carefully. The most common way to die to him is to not know he's nearby. When he moves, you'll hear chains from a distance, sort of like this. But the Wraith doesn't always spawn already moving. The other way you'll encounter him is in seemingly random spots where he will suddenly appear when you get close. This only happens in specific rooms though, such as this one right here where he can be hiding near these windows. Be careful of these potential spawn points and only go close to them once you've cleared all the other enemies in the room. It's good to do patrol whenever you're not busy killing other enemies just to make sure he doesn't surprise you later. Either way, once you have his attention, make sure there are no other enemies to deal with, and if there are, lead him away from them because it's going to take all your focus to kill this guy. Don't worry guys, once he finds you, it's almost impossible for him to leave you, so once he's on you, be ready to fight him. When you have him by himself, he will do one of two things. Either he will first try to hook you, dealing 20 damage, and if he's successful, he will do a standing swing for 30 damage. All you need to do is crouch to dodge the hook. But the other attack involves spinning in a circle before swinging at you, dealing 20 damage. This one cannot be dodged by crouching, and trying to run away almost always results in a hit. Technically, you can go behind him to dodge this attack, but timing it is extremely difficult and it requires you to run behind him right before he swings. Another thing you can do is if you're standing next to him, he will do a standing swing where he won't move at all, and this can be dodged similar to the Doom Puppet, but timing this is also extremely difficult. Dodging too late means getting hit with 30 damage, and dodging too early will cause him to do his spin attack, and that one is even harder to dodge. Once again, the best way to kill him is to use the Forgotten Fates ability to dash forward. First, make sure you're always crouching to avoid the hook. Charge your weapon, and whatever you do, be patient and let him approach you first. Once you get his hook out, he will spin towards you to hit you, and right before he hits, dash forward. This will cause him to miss his attack. Dashing too early means he will turn around and hit you, and if you're too late, then he will hit you before you move out of the way, so timing is key here. It will take multiple dashes to kill him, so keep baiting him to come towards you before attacking, remembering to constantly stay crouched. It's almost always never worth trying to fight him one-on-one in his face because of the fact that he swings much quicker than you can. On harder difficulties, you'll also find a blue Wraith, which takes 6 normal hits to kill, though once again the best way to kill him is with charge attacks. His attacks are exactly the same except for one extra ability, and that is he will disappear and reappear behind you. He will do this either when you try to run away from him, or when you get his health around halfway. The strategy to kill him is the same. Stay crouched, charge your weapon, and let him approach you. Once he teleports away, you'll need to quickly look around while charging. If he goes for the hook, just wait. And if he goes for the spin, you'll need to time it even better since you won't have time to fully charge the weapon this time. But as long as you time it perfectly, you won't get hit either. Usually at this point, his health's pretty low, so I tend to go for a block on the spin attack after he teleports, and then follow it up with a basic hit, and that's almost always enough to finish him off. It's easier to kill him that way, and usually the block plus attack is enough to finish him off. But if your block is on cooldown, then a well-timed dash can still dodge this hit. Just make sure he's spinning and not using his hook since the hook goes right through your block. There is one more thing about the Wraith. Sometimes the Wraith will spawn by stepping on a bear trap. So far, I've had the Wraith always spawn whenever I step on a bear trap that is trapped with an item in the middle of it. And you can tell he spawns because of this sound that it makes. But I've also had it happen even when I step on a bear trap where there is no item. That's the guide on how to kill every enemy. Well, at least for now. If you guys have any Cryptic Notes guides you want to see, let me know in the comments. And if you have any other guide ideas on Identity V in general, feel free to drop them down below. Also, be sure to check out my streams. I stream most commonly every Tuesday and Thursday, where you can watch how I play as a top survivor at a tournament level. Subscribe to join the Green Hood crew, and until next time, take care.